Hello everyone, this is just a quick video on how to remove the shell of the Phantom 3 Pro and Advanced. I'm getting a lot of emails asking what's the best way to remove this shell. It's not really easy. It requires a lot of pressure on certain areas of the shell to release the clip on the inside of it. The screws that are actually going to be needing to be taken off is very similar to the old Phantom 2 Vision Plus, but they did change the type of tools you're going to need. The 2.0 hex key is actually the same. You're going to need the star key. This is actually a T.5, and you're going to need a star key T.7, I believe. What you're going to be needing to do is it's going to be the same on all four legs. You don't need to remove these screws here if you're just trying to open up the shell. Of course, if you're doing a full shell replacement, you're going to have to, take all of these screws out, the legs, and a whole bunch of internal components. But just removing the shell to replace a motor or a GPS unit or a component that's gone bad, you're actually going to need to take out this screw right here. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 on each leg. So it's this one, this one, this one, this one. Once you remove those 4 screws on each leg, you're gonna start snapping and twisting and turning to get the upper part of the shell off, and I'll kind of go through the best procedure to do that. And once again, it's not going to be easy to pop that thing off. There are several locks in the shell itself, and once we get it open, I'll kind of go through on where the locks are and where you need to push and pry. This is actually what a new one looks like when you get it from DJI. I believe it's $59. Bare bone, nothing on there, no stickers. It does come with all the required hardware to put back onto the unit for your new one when you replace it. So these are it. Grommets and stuff like that to cover up the holes are also included. This one here has already been popped open, and basically the reason why I have it open is I'm trying to show you the best way to do it. I would recommend getting cut out 4 pieces of cardboard or something that has a little stiffness to it. And what you're going to do is you're actually going to pry the front part of the leg up first. All the pressure points that are going to be pushing, it's around, there's a few around where the sticker area is. There's one here and there's another one here. Once I get it popped all the way out, I'll open it and I'll show you kind of what's on the inside and where all the clips are, so you kind of know where to push. But what you want to do is when you first start off, you're going to have to pry, you're going to press here, you're going to pry the ends of the legs up, and like I said, you're pressing on the lower part of the clamshell. So you're going to pry it up. You're going to have to slide one of these pieces in here like this. And basically what you're going to do is you're going to have to do it to all 4 of them. You're going to put a piece on each one of these, because if you don't do it, what's going to happen is you go to pry up the next one, the other one wants to lock in place. Once you get all 4 of them in, it's a little bit easier. Now what you're going to do is, so you already released the clips on these section here, there's another one here and here and here. So you're going to push on the bottom one while you grab hold of this, and you're going to wiggle it back and forth, and you'll hear it pops. As soon as it pops, you're going to lift it up, you're going to slide this one farther down, do the same thing here, slide this one farther down, slide this one farther down, slide this one farther down once you unlatch it. The hardest latch to remove is actually going to be where the battery is. So once you get to here, you're going to wiggle it, press this, it's going to go up, release this latch. At that point, you don't really have to move this down, because once that unlocks, it's actually not going to lock up again. Once again, the hardest place is actually going to be right here where this lock is. Of course, because you have this piece right here that's the housing of the battery, there's no place to really push down on it, and it's a little bit harder. All these other ones here, basically if you put your thumb here and you press in, it is flexible, as you can tell, and as soon as you press in, this will unlock right here. Once you unlock them all, it should pop up, and this is what you get. So basically all your locks are actually in this area right here. I know when it's brand new, you can't really see the inside of it, and it does kind of help to see where all the locks are in place that is actually holding this unit together. So on the legs, you have, let me see if I can get the upper half of this. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see it on the upper half anyways, but basically you got these locks here, 1, 2 on each leg here. It seems to stick right here, even though there's no lock on there, but it's actually kind of holding a little bit in place. But as you can tell, there is a little clip right here that actually locks into this right here. And what you're doing is when you're pushing this in, you're actually you know, releasing the pressure off that, so it's easier to get out. So you got these locks here, and you got one in the middle of each section. So it's 1, 2, 1 in the middle, 1, 2, 1 in the middle. Same thing all the way around. You know, this one here is probably the hardest one to get out. Of course, once you pop all of these locks out of here, it should come right off, and then you can start basically removing the components if you have to do a full shell replacement because of a, you know, a leg or something that's broken on there. You know, we've done a couple of these on the Phantom 2. I would think it's probably easier on the Phantom 3. Reason being is all the components are actually kind of together. The ESCs all in one, the GPS is all in one, and the other ones, you know, that you can take the ESC out, you know, and a lot of components are actually individual. The downside of it is, of course, if you crash or something like that, you know, you're gonna have to replace the whole inner unit because they're not modular. Once again, this is just a basic video on the best way to remove this shell because it is kind of difficult. Appreciate you watching. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us. Thank you. Have a nice day.